a very good morning and welcome. Yet another beautiful Tuesday, being the 16th day of the month of April 2024. And so, on behalf of the management board and staff, we welcome you to Tuesday's transmission. It's Morning Ride, Tuesday's edition. My name is Ono Beta.
Yes, good morning. My name is Ife Osita Alonwa. It's a brand new day, and we're excited to be alive this brand new day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Yesterday is gone, today is what we have left, and that is why it is called present. So I like my presence. Good morning to you, Tan. How you
Oh
doing?
man, I'm fine, Ife. I'm particularly happy because it's a brand new day.
Indeed.
And it becomes, you know, when I woke up this morning, you know,
Tell me about it.
yeah, I just asked myself, I said, all through the night, I was conscious that I was
Conscious
alive.
or unconscious?
Oh,
Unconscious.
I was conscious.
Okay, you were conscious.
Yes, that I had a target to meet. I
Oh,
had to do a few things,
right.
and waking up
Hmm.
to me was like, God, you are the one that has everything.
A miracle.
A miracle. Do you understand? And as I reminded people who slept and never even woke up,
Mm. Mm.
and then I said, God, for giving me a brand new day.
Eshe o, Baba.
Thank you. You just said it all.
Yes, worry is also kneeling down. I think it dawned on him that maybe he didn't pray, he didn't say a word of prayer to God Almighty. And so this is the best time. At any given time, I mean, there's no best place, there's no best hour. So long as you know that, oh, I've not said thank you, just say it. What comes to your mind, say it.
Yes.
We are not, it's just human beings that will just, you wake up, you did not say. Once you remember that you've not said your prayers, wherever you are, even in the vehicle, you can say it in your mind. You don't need to shout.
That is it.
You don't need to
That's
make
it.
noise about
That's
it. And God is the one who sees in secret. He knows your heart.
That's correct.
And yes,
So I thought about it. I said, a lot of people have even gone
mm,
who are even better than me,
wow.
richer than me. But yet, this is just me, and that is just you. Though do you and I really have the power?
We don't. We
You know,
don't.
You know, so it's a brand new day, and to me, it's a day that the Lord has made. So we should be rejoicing in it. We should be happy, and we should be glad
In it,
in it as well.
indeed. So, talking about death and people dying, people have dreams, having dreams, just like you said, before you went to bed or before you sleep finally carried it and then you become unconscious, you know. You had plans. In fact, you couldn't wait for today to come so that, you know, those plans can be materialized. So many people had that plans, just like what happened last week, Wednesday, precisely. You know, yes, it can happen to anybody about the death of the actors and crew members who died in that ugly incident, boat mishap. So thinking about it now, I feel like, see, every work, every job comes with its own hazard, its own risk. Imagine, okay, essential workers who work in the radio and television station. Sometimes you wake up, they come and pick you as early as 5 o'clock, as early as 4:30 even. And you know, this is God's protection. It's not because you're not an actor or you're not an actress, and that's why. No, every work comes with own hazard. A woman who cooks and sells in the market wakes up so early, and sometimes they don't even have a flat to themselves. They cook in an open space. That early, sometimes they wake up 2 a.m., 3 a.m. just to cook. Do you know what is going, you know, out? Sometimes the armed robbers can just meet them, and I've heard a story where somebody was selling in her shop, and a driver lost control, came there and hit her, and that was the end of it. I've heard a story where somebody was, you know, was on a journey, and then they stopped over to eat. You know, out of excitement, he was eating, and all of a sudden, he bought a what popularly known that is high skin pomo. He was eating it too. Before he knew what was happening, he couldn't swallow it. Thing entered in the wrong,
Direction.
and that was what killed him. So little things, it might not be boat mishap, it might not even be road accident. People fly and they crash. Do you understand? They die. Well, you know, so I mean, death can actually come at any time. The question is, are you prepared? We can never be prepared. If we say that, yeah, God forbid, it's not my time. Of course, it's not our time. We're praying for God to elongate our years on earth. At least you live 70, 80. You've seen your children's children. You've enjoyed life. Then you can, start preparing for your death. But it can also come at any time. You can't even question it.
That's good.
You don't even know when.
That's good.
So we should live right.
Live
At
right.
all times.
And I think the morals for what you've just said is, what will you
Be remembered.
eventually remembered for? Will you be remembered to be a good person? Will you be remembered to be a bad person? Will you be remembered to be a wonderful guy? Oh man, that woman was such a blessing. What would you be remembered for? Because you must be remembered for something.
That's right.
And it could come from different dimensions, through attitude, through character, through, your relationship
With people.
with people. And above all, your contact. Did you live right with God? Do you understand?
Right.
That is the moral
That's the moral.
in all of that. So when you are 10 years, you can say, okay, I have 70 more years. I can stay 70 more years. But
I can do what I want.
At 10, you will be conscious.
Yes.
At 20, you say, God, spare me, give me another 60 years old. You understand? So that you are 80 because you become conscious. At 30, you begin to ask. At 40, you also begin to ask, God, if I
need
had,
40.
if I had a hair. At 50, you begin to ask because you might not even be sure if you get 20 more
Right.
or 10 more.
Yeah.
So what should you be remembered for? What was the relationship with your children? What was the relationship with your in-laws? What was the relationship with your father, your friends, your mother, your sister? That is the big question.
A big question with a big question mark.
That's it. So over that last week, it was a state of melancholy because
It was.
a lot of issues, a lot of things. Prayers were said for that guy who died, but I knew that it was not going to come out of it. Somebody was asking, why do you stop? I said, when anything that has to do with Olokun, that is the water goddess, you seldom survive it. Most especially if you drown the first time. It throws the person over 3 times. And from the information we got, it threw that young man 3 times. So even when they brought him out, I said, he was still breathing and all of that. In life support and all of that. They said, okay, let us see whether anything can. I knew that the guy was, even when one box, I don't know if you know one box, and the guy was, a lot of people say, I attack him. He's alive and all of that. But at the end of the day, despite all the crowd that thronged to the hospital.
Now that's another issue. Another fish of a big kettle of fish. Why were they thronging?
There was there for